is Alex Foden and I'm a first year PhD student here at Imperial College in the Material Science Department. Before I came to Imperial, I started as an undergrad at the University of Leicester. I did an incorporated master's degree there in physics. After that, I spent a year as a professional magician before finally starting a PhD about 4 weeks ago. The interesting thing about being a magician is I essentially got paid to do my hobby. It's a lot of fun. I get to go out and meet people. I get to practice bits and pieces that I quite enjoy practicing. There's a lot of learning curve. I worked with a lot of magicians, which meant that I became friends with a lot of magicians. So not only was it fun, it was also a learning experience for me. I learned a lot about being resourceful and learning, making things work on the job if there was anything that needed. Improvising, interpersonal skills, it's all a lot of fun, but it's basically a lot of fun, and I got paid to do my hobby, which is the main appeal, but there was a lot of learning involved as well, which I quite enjoyed. I chose to study at Imperial, partly because of reputation. Obviously the university is a fantastically well-known university. It's world leading in material science, especially and physics as well. I quite liked the course. The course involved a lot of computer programming and maths. It was also very physics based, which obviously led on from my degree. I quite enjoyed the computer programming part as well. When I've graduated as a PhD, hopefully with a PhD, my plan is to stay in academia, ideally. I'd like to perhaps work as a postdoc and then move into being a lecturer. Obviously it's quite a long way off there, but being a lecturer incorporates a lot of things that I enjoy. It incorporates learning, it incorporates teaching, it incorporates being the centre of attention in front of a large group of people. Things that I quite enjoy. Obviously there's more to it than that. There's a lot of writing research proposals, but I think the negatives are outweighed by the positives, and that would be sort of my ideal job. I'd like to carry on doing magic as well. I enjoy performing magic. It's fairly nice to actually get paid to do your hobby. And it's something to take my mind off academia as well, so it's something I'd like to continue to do, perhaps evenings and weekends. My previous job as a magician didn't really fit in with my research, not in a sort of technical sense anyway. However, I think a lot of the skills that I've learned as a magician have helped quite a lot. For instance, as a PhD student, I will have to give talks and seminars to various people, and one of the skills that I've learned as a magician is how to stand up in front of people, talk and keep them engaged, which I think is very important. It's a very good skill to be able to talk to people on a number of levels. Also, the research element, going out, finding books, talking to people, asking people questions, learning how to learn essentially has helped me a lot. Because it means now that I'm not afraid to go and ask someone how to do something, or look for a book, or look for a paper. It also taught me how to be persistent. So for instance, if I can't do something first time, it's taught me to keep going, keep practicing, and just not give up basically, and keep persevering until I can do something. I'll show you my favourite card trick. It's probably my favourite trick actually. It uses this pack of cards, and it has to use this pack of cards, you see, because they're all completely blank on this side. They're also completely blank on this side. Now this makes magic very interesting for me. I'll show you what I mean. Will you take a card for me please? Any card you want to. Have a look at it, show it around, make sure everyone knows what it is, show it to the camera, make sure the camera knows what it is. Make sure I don't know what it is, that's very important. And when you're happy that you know what it is and you remember it, will you put it please face down in the middle of the pack? Face down, that's face up. Thank you. Watch very carefully. When I click, your card jumps magically to the top. Okay, it's not particularly. I said it makes it easy for me, not impressive for you. So I'll make it a little bit more impressive and a bit more difficult. Will you write your name, please, nice and big on the face of that card for me? Thank you very, very much. Can we back on there? Can we see that? Okay, yes. Perfect. And purely for identification purposes, if you could put your bank account number and sort code on it. Not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. So I've now made this a little bit more difficult for me. As you can see, your name is back. In fact, if I do this, do you know what this does?
Just dries it up.
Exactly, perfect. Makes it a bit more difficult now that your name's on there. So when I take it, place it face down in the middle, snap when your card jumps to the top, that makes it a little bit more impressive. Clearly not that much more impressive. We'll try it again, but we'll try it a bit slow. I think it wasn't particularly impressive because it was quite fast actually, so we'll slow it down. Very slowly, we'll take your card, put it into the middle. And I want you to see there's no extra fingers or thumbs, it is genuinely lost in the middle. I also want you to see that it's not the top card, and it's not the bottom card. In slow motion, it looks something like this. Did anyone see it? Now, if you hadn't already seen that, I'd be going by reactions, but I'm guessing as you've already seen it, you're not going to react, so we'll go a little bit slower. There's your card, you can see your card, yes. If I turn it over like that, you can hopefully still see your card. Can the camera see the card? Is that fair? Yes, fair. Push it in for me, please. Fair. So where's your card now?
Yeah.
It's actually nothing to do with me, it is all to do with the box. I'll show you what I mean. If we take the box and we rub it there like this, that would be when the ink disappears completely. The ink's actually on the box, so when I rub again like this, the ink comes back. It has come back, it's just come back invisibly. Okay, you don't believe it. It's actually a little bit like one of those Polaroid pictures. Do you remember the old Polaroid pictures? You used to shake them. And as you shook them, that would be when the ink comes back. Now we'll try this one. We'll try and make this a little bit more impressive for the big finish. We'll take your card. Then put your card underneath the box here. I'd like you to draw something on the other side. Draw a picture of a house, a tree, a sun, a smiley face, whatever you want to draw. Draw it nice and big on that side of the card for me. Thank you very much. It looks like it's a sun. We'll quickly dry the ink again. So we now have two cards that have been written on. We have your sun on top. We have your name underneath. Sun on the top, name on the bottom. Sun on top, name on the bottom. Watch very carefully. The two cards are going to change places. If you watch carefully enough, you'll see exactly how I do this. 1, 2. Like a fox. Be honest, did you see how I did that? Just a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see your sun disappear from here and appear on the back of your name card? I'll let you keep that, that is yours forever.